Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make these Twix cookies. This is a cookie inspired by the iconic Twix candy bar. Now I did not come up with this, but I decided to make my own version of it. It starts with a crunchy shortbread cookie that is topped with some luscious salted caramel sauce and finally some melted milk chocolate. And then I added some flaky sea salt to make that even better. To get started, we're going to make the shortbread cookie dough. This is my go-to shortbread cookie recipe. I use it for all of my shortbread cookies. You're going to start off by beating your softened unsalted butter, granulated sugar, vanilla extract, and some salt until it becomes nice and creamy. Sorry for the lighting. I don't know what happened. I think the camera was trying to focus on the beater. Next time I need to make sure to put my camera a little bit further away. But yes, I am sorry for that. You're going to beat this until it's nice and fluffy and creamy. This takes around 2 minutes, depending on the speed of your mixer. You don't need to go overboard. It doesn't have to become pale. You just want it to be a little bit creamy and fluffy. Next, you're going to add in the all-purpose flour and beat this. The mixture is not going to come together using the electric mixer. It's going to look very crumbly, and that's completely normal. At this point, you're going to remove the beater and switch to either a spatula, or what I prefer is to use my hands. As you can see, I did use the spatula first, but it was just taking way too long, so I was like, forget it, I'm going to use my hands, and that's the most efficient and easy way. If you have a stand mixer, you can definitely make this dough in your stand mixer, then you don't have to use your hands at all. When you're kneading the dough, you just want to mix just until the dough has come together. This is not bread. We're not kneading this to develop gluten or anything like that. Just mix it together until the dough comes together, and that's it. You can stop mixing. As you can see, the dough is not sticky. This is what it should look like. Now, what I'm going to do is bring the dough out onto a well-floured surface like this, and we're going to roll it out into a rough rectangle that's about 1/4 inch in thickness. If you want to make the dough ahead of time, I will leave the instructions for that in the end of the video. Now I'm going to use a 3-inch round cookie cutter to cut out as many cookies as I can. Now you can use whatever shape you'd like, but I like to use these big circle cookie cutters just so that we have enough room for the caramel and chocolate. A quick tip to get sharp, clean cuts is to dip your cookie cutter in all-purpose flour, shake it off, and then use it every time that you make the cut. This way, the cookie dough will not stick to your cutter. Use an offset spatula to gently transfer these onto a lined baking sheet. Then you can bring the scraps together, re-roll them, and cut out as many cookies as possible. We're going to chill this for around 20 minutes and then bake for another 20 minutes at 160 degrees Celsius in the center of a preheated oven. Once baked, you want to let the cookies cool down completely. Now we're going to get to assemble the cookies. This is the fun part, and for the caramel, I'm using my homemade salted caramel recipe. I will leave a link to the recipe in the description box below, but you can definitely use store-bought caramel if you want to make this recipe even quicker and easier. Start off by adding a dollop of caramel on top of all of the cookies like this. I like to use my caramel when it's a little bit chilled. It's not fully chilled and it's not fully at room temperature, and it definitely is not very runny. This way I can control it so it doesn't fall off the cookie. What I'm going to do now is use the back of the spoon to spread out the caramel. As you can see, my caramel is quite thick, and that's because the caramel is a little bit chilled, and this is a consistency that I like to use it at, especially for this recipe. We're going to spread out the caramel on all of the cookies just like this, and then what we're going to do is pop these in the refrigerator for around 10 to 15 minutes to allow the caramel to firm up even more so that we can easily add the melted chocolate on top. 15 minutes later, and the caramel is nice and firm. When I touch it, it does not stick to my finger. We're going to start off by adding a dollop of melted chocolate on top of the cookie, and then use the back of the spoon to gently spread it out like this, making sure to leave a little bit of that caramel on the sides just so that we can see that it has 2 layers to it. Repeat this process with all of your cookies. For this recipe, I did use milk chocolate, and I added a teaspoon of vegetable oil into it. This just makes it easier for us to spread the chocolate and gives it a glossier, shinier look. You can also use dark chocolate if that's what you prefer. I did test this recipe out with dark chocolate, but it tasted much better using milk chocolate and it was more closer to how Twix tasted. But if you prefer dark chocolate, you can definitely do that because it still tasted amazing. The written recipe with tips and tricks and step-by-step instructions, as well as the printable recipe, is available on my website, thefoodflamingo.com, and you can find a link to that in the description box below. I also have a free holiday cookie ebook that I released for this year's Christmas cookie box, and I will leave a link to download that in the description box below as well. You should definitely check it out. It's filled with 8 amazing recipes to make the most easy peasy holiday cookie box ever. After you've added on the chocolate, let that set for around 10 minutes at room temperature, or you can let it set until it's completely hard. That's up to you. You can have these as is or top it with a sprinkle of flaky sea salt, and your Twix cookies are ready to go. And that's it, your cookies are ready to go. These Twix cookies are honestly one of my favorite ways to have shortbread cookies from now on. The caramel, chocolate, and shortbread work so well together. It's crunchy and soft and gooey at the same time. Now let's talk about making the dough ahead of time. If you're going to be making the dough ahead of time, what you're going to do is take your dough and place it on a large piece of plastic wrap like this. Flatten it out slightly using your hands, and then fold the two sides of the plastic wrap onto each other like this. You're going to leave some space because what we're going to do now is use a rolling pin to roll this out into a smooth rectangle or square. Fold the sides of the plastic wrap in nice and tightly just like this. You really want to make sure it's sealed really well. If the plastic wrap is too small, you can add another piece onto the sides. Now I'm going to roll it out even more to make it nice and smooth. You can store this in the refrigerator for up to 5 days. The instructions for before baking is available on the screen, and you can find more detailed instructions on the blog. Let me know in the comments down below what cookies you're baking this holiday season. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.